I hope I survive the heat. I don't want to waste my dad's gas. It's his car. But, this video is really just a video, is like a cautionary tale / warning / love letter to myself, because it seems that I keep getting into these issues, and it seems that I'm not getting wiser, and it seems that not getting in, like running into these issues, it seems that I'm not getting wiser or sharper, or like just I punish myself by not listening to myself from the beginning. And the thing is, I do have the discernment, but I don't listen because I don't have the will to deal with delayed gratification, because delayed gratification is painful. And sometimes, what you might be wondering what this is pertaining to, this is just all about relationships and the traps that I keep falling into. And really, this is just me kind of slapping myself. So maybe this video will help someone else, because if you're anything like me, where you just haven't been given much in life, and it's not to say that you're a victim or I'm a victim, but you just haven't been given much in life. You've missed out on amazing experiences with friends, or having the luxury of long-term friendships, or having the luxury of like a truly healthy relationship, or having the luxury of consistent parents that were always there for you throughout your childhood. And that's not to say that perfect parents creates like a perfect life, but it's a large privilege, especially if you have never had any debts, if you've never had any, life, like things have just always been taken care of for you. But if you're someone who grew up without maybe a missing parent like me, and that's not to knock on my parents, like they just had to do what they had to do to survive, but unfortunately it was at the cost of my well-being. But I'm an adult now, and I'm responsible for myself, and that is no longer an excuse, and they did the best that they could with what they had. But did it create issues for me? Yes. And does it still have lasting effects on my mental health? Yes, it does. And it makes me an easy predator for people that want to prey. It makes me easy prey. Makes me a predator. Makes me easy prey for predators. When you don't have enough self-esteem, your self-esteem is literally your vaccine against people who don't really want the best for you. I'm not even going to say narcissists, but yes, narcissists. And I feel like, oh, my brightness is so low. I feel like people think, so I'm going to get into how my hair is just driving me insane. People just think that narcissism is just people who look at the mirror a lot, or like they're just people who, are just very vain or anything like that. No, it's much more than that. It is an actual abuse, and it is a process, and it's so elaborate. Like this is how you'll know you're in a relationship with a narcissist versus like a person who just makes mistakes. So like a person who makes mistakes, for like, this is honestly, I'm not a therapist, but like this is the clearest example that I can provide. Think of the breakup. When you break up with a normal person, they will not guilt trip you. They may say things that like, out of pain, but it's not gonna like hit a nerve for you. But a narcissist, because they know that you're kind, they will pull out all the stops, or put out all the stops to stop you from leaving them. A normal person may show sadness, may show regret, maybe even some remorse. But a narcissist, you literally have to escape a narcissist. You literally, like, it's like knots in your stomach. You have to like think of what you're gonna say, and you have to rehearse, and you have to be strong, and like you have to like just it's like a whole performance so that you can get, like, literally escape them, not just get out of the relationship. It's escape, it's run for your life. And this is what the Bible says, is that like you must literally run for your life from people that are destructive, because this is what they are destructive, because there is no depth to them. And people who have no depth to them, and no insight, and no dialogue within themselves, they, like, nothing is real to them. So you are not real to them. So the whole relationship, to begin with, is an illusion. Everything you had with this person is quite literally an illusion. So here's the story time. Here's what happened to me, okay? First of all, the way this person approached me, first of all, I had met them in 2022. I knew them very briefly. But I could tell there was a bit of interest the way they kept looking at me at the dinner. I met them at a dinner in church, and just the way they kept looking at me, like they kept like this gaze. So I'm like, oh, okay, they're interested in me. All right, that's fine, right? Bit of an ego boost, cool, okay, you know, a guy that likes me, nice, okay. And then 2024, I get a he adds 2023 he adds me on Facebook, and then 2024 he texts me. He reaches out to me and says just this very like, first of all, the message is not even that impressive, which is like that's the foundation of a narcissistic relationship. It's just not even that impressive. It's just like it's not even that great that you should proceed. But because you're so hungry for love, you will, right? Have you ever heard of that quote that's like, "Oh, if you weren't fed love on a silver plate, you'll learn to lick it off of knives." That's what it is. You're just an empty dried person, and you're just looking for someone to replenish you, and you're deeply longing for love, and that's why you accept whatever. So I'm not going to be too hard on myself. I'm a human being. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. But anyway, so he gives me this, you know, loser message that's like not even that impressive. And because I'm a little like, it's basically like, it's the gist of, oh, why don't I ever see you within the group? And we had hung out once, aside from that dinner, we had hung out once with our mutual friends, and I barely know them. It was just like a spontaneous invite, and I just got invited to the group, and I just came along, and I met him there again. And he messages me. The very first message he sends me is, oh, how come we don't see you within the group? No hi, how are you? No, nothing. I'm just kind of like, this is kind of tasteless. Like, this is not how you approach a woman, you know? This is not how you approach a lady. You have to say, like, hi, how are you? There has to be a bit of, not fear, but, like, you know, a bit of reverence, a bit of, like, you should want to impress me. I don't know. It just wasn't impressive. So I replied very politely. I'm just like, oh, hi, thank you for messaging me, because, of course, he's a potential partner. And why else is he messaging? He wants to date me, right? Like, what else could it be? So maybe that's just my ego, but whatever. I'm like, I mean, why else is he dating? He's a man, I'm a woman, what could it be, right? And he's just like, yeah, like, how come we don't see you within the group? And it's just very unfriendly and whatever. And then he plans a beach day, to which I said yes, which is not a good idea if you don't really know someone. First of all, a beach is like very personal, and like it's vulnerable, and you're wearing like swimsuit clothing. You shouldn't go out like I don't know. He claims he's not that calculated, but I don't know. He messaged me on his birthday, so and he even admitted to it later, saying, "Oh, if I message you on my birthday and then you don't answer, you're a terrible person. That's why I did it." And he's like, "I learned that move from a movie." I'm like, at first I'm like, that's actually really funny and really cute. But now that I look at it, now gathering the whole picture, I'm like, it's actually really manipulative, because I went on his profile. I'm like, oh my God, it was his birthday like 2 days ago and I didn't reply. Of course I should reply. So it worked. So these people are very calculated. They know exactly what they're doing. And he kept selling the idea to me like, oh my God, I'm not that calculated. I'm just a guy. And I'm like, but they are. So anyway, we go out to the beach, and all of a sudden, he invited a bunch of his friends. All of a sudden, all his friends have stomach aches. They all have cramps, and they all can't make it. And I'm like, how coincidental. Like, I'm gonna be hanging out with this guy that I don't know alone in my swimming suit. This is not what I want to do. Like I was like, can you please make sure your friends come along? And he's just like, oh, yeah. And, you know, he even like disciplined them. Like he even disciplined them for me to say, this is her first time hanging out with a group and this is how you guys treat her. I thought that was really impressive. No one's ever done that for me. But this is standard behavior. I shouldn't be impressed by standard behavior. But again, I'm not used to niceties from people. I'm not used to kind gestures from people. So that really impressed me. And to hear him like be on the phone, like, guys, like, seriously, like, this is so rude. It's her first time coming from, you know, Scarborough all the way here, and you guys are not going to come. And I was like, that's really endearing. Okay. I mean, and then he basically was like, come on, like, let's go. Like, let's just go. Let's just make a day of it. I'm like, okay, this could be actually really romantic. Like, fine, I'll give in. Because deep down, I want to. We go out, go to the beach. The whole time he's talking about his ex. Which should signal... I was kind of stuck between him, like, is he just really vulnerable with me and he wants to open up to me? Or is this a sign that he's not over his ex? And when I asked him about it later, I'm like, you talked quite a bit about your ex, should I be concerned? And he said, I'm just telling you about my life story. Which is really them drawing you in. It was his way of drawing me in to get me to feel bad for him and like think, oh yeah, this is a safe person, so then I should be disarmed and I should share my secrets. And then he had asked me the very first time we hung out, yeah, what's your story? This kind of stuff, these details about your life, they unravel naturally with time. It should not all unravel on the first date. Of course, I didn't give much detail, but I really just said what was the major moment that broke me up with me and my then fiance. Really, he didn't give me much comfort. He didn't give me much commentary on it. And it kind of felt like this is not blessed when I open up to this person. Like, I'm not really gaining much out of this. So after that, he would just message me every day, really without asking me out. And I said, please don't message me if you don't intend on dating me. This is a little inappropriate. I don't do like the texting every day, like, oh, what you doing? Text. If I'm a woman, I didn't tell him this, but I'm like, please don't text me every day. Like, this is so this is so disrespectful. And he just kept like hinting to me like, oh my god, I want a wife and kids. And he's not even hinting. Like he's like, yeah, like this is something I really want. I really want to get married, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, dude, like if you wanted to be married, you would have. You're much older than me. Like, I'm just like, okay, the red flags are like, they're kind of there. Like, you're older and you're still single. I mean, I'm old too. I'm 30, but I'm picky. Like, I'm very careful. I know why I'm not moving forward, because marriage is a very big deal. And I'm just kind of looking at him. I'm like, he has a large network of friends. Like, he has multiple groups of friends. You're telling me that you've had lots of encounters with women and you haven't. I'm actually socially isolated. Like, I choose to not engage with people much because I'm afraid of hurt. I'm afraid of like friendships going awry. I'm afraid of relationships going awry. And that's why I kind of stay away from people. But this guy involves himself every single day with some kind of social interaction. So it's like, it's not adding up. Why are you not married? So, and that's the thing with a narcissist. If you're wondering what, you're gonna figure it out soon. Trust me. If you have some kind of discernment and some shred of love for yourself, some shred of self-respect, some even love for God, which will keep you anchored to the truth, because you will reflect the truth, and people can't run away from themselves when you reflect God. That's the thing. Narcissists are actually very demonic people, even though they can go to church, they can donate, they can be in the service, they can do this and that, but they shapeshift. They shapeshift to show you that, oh, I'm just like you. I'm not so bad. But beware of wolves in sheep clothing, right? They are fake. They are very fake people. And they have people constantly at their disposal. Which is why they always have to have a large network of people. They always have to be surrounded by people. They have so many messages. They have so many things going on all the time. Their social calendar is full because they cannot sit with themselves, because it would force them to reflect on themselves. And that is something they absolutely will not do, because it is just too painful for them. So anyway, back to what I was saying, like, this guy's kind of a red flag, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, lots of conversations happen, and my mom is like, why don't you give him a chance? Why don't you do this? And when you're in a poor family, or not such a well-off family, your parents will operate from a poverty mindset. There isn't enough husbands in the world. There isn't enough jobs in the world. Who are you to call in sick to your job? Who are you to take off time work? Who are you to say no to this guy? Who are you to say no to this like, they want you to say yes to everything because they are afraid that you will miss out. That is a poverty mindset. Don't let it influence you. If you have a gut feeling that is something that is off about this person, you stick to it, because trust me, you will pay for it later. And oh, did I pay? So I listened to my mom. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm being picky. You know, the whole thing, you're 30 now. You know, your choices, it's slim pickings out here. Your choices are going to diminish later on. You're not going to have much choice. He's handsome. He's accomplished. He's this. I'm like, okay, but I'm accomplished too. So it doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care about the money. I mean, I care about money. Of course, everyone cares about money to a degree, but this is kind of the grace that we have in 2025, is that women are able to work. And so I am not so crazy about money that, like, I need a man. I have a man as a plan. So it makes me immune, a little more immune than other women who are more desperate to have a job, to have a man, to marry a man for financial stability. Am I the richest person? No, of course not. But I can at least walk away saying I have something by the grace of God, and may God keep that job for me, even though it's a major struggle. Story for another day. But anyway, he can tell I don't have a lot of friends, and he asked me, like, oh, who are your friends? What's your friend group? And my mistake, I told him I don't have friends. I don't really believe in friendships anymore. I believe in more acquaintances, but I don't believe in friendships anymore. I really don't. In 2025, I don't. People have just changed, and it's just not, you know, a friend is a very, very expensive word, and you cannot expect it from cheap people. Anyway, he can tell that I'm isolated, which is perfect for a narcissist. He can tell that I'm alone. He can tell that I'm vulnerable. He can tell that I have emotional needs that are not being met. So what does he do? He breadcrumbs little by little. You know, one day he asks about this, another day he asks about that, but it's not consistent, okay? It's not consistent. Anytime I actually really want to talk about my past with my fiance, he shuts it down. He shuts it down. And he doesn't really actually want to get to know me. But he's programming me little by little to accept the bare minimum. And it left me very broken. And it left me like, okay, I guess I'm just going to have to accept this kind of superficial relationship. Maybe it will improve later. But if someone really loves you, they want to get to know, I mean, I don't want to say like everything, but like they want to know about you so that they don't repeat the hurts. But this guy, he just wants to know the fun side of my life, or like what I'm doing to improve my life. And he constantly spoke about money. He's always thinking about money, always thinking about vacations, always like thinking of escaping his life. Like he's a bit hedonistic. I saw that as a red flag as well. I told him, you know, it's actually a sin to always be so hedonistic and to always like want to go on vacation. And like, I understand work is hard. It's very stressful. I definitely resonate with that. But he always just wanted to escape. And I'm like, you know, this is actually a sinful nature. And, he didn't care. Like, I'm like, where is the relationship between this guy and God? Like, really, like, even in our prayers, and he would use religion to kind of make me vulnerable. Like, he'd be like, oh my God, let's pray together. If we were like doing bad in the relationship, he'd be like, we need to pray. Like, why are we not praying every night? That's another thing. They're inconsistent with you. They're inconsistent with God. I told him, I'm like, technically, we should be reading the Bible every single night together, and we should be praying every single night together. Like, if we truly want to be about it, let's be about it. You keep saying, I want Christ in the center, I want Christ in the center. They're just empty words. And they will just do the bare minimum, again, to convince you, oh yeah, I'm a godly man, I go to church. There's a difference between a guy that just goes to church and sits in a pew and an actual godly man who serves from his heart, who keeps Christ at the center, who like isn't just concerned about his reputation, that, oh yeah, look at me, I'm a deacon. Oh yeah, look at me, I'm coming to church. No, like, they have a heart after God's own heart. Like, they are after God's own heart, like David. So, so I'm realizing I can't really be, actually I was vulnerable with him at some point. I told him really personal things, which you should never tell a narcissist. Don't tell them your deepest, darkest secrets. It will be used against you later when they discard you. It will be used against you later. They will make fun of you with their friends. And they are very cruel with this when they discard you and when they devalue you. They are very cruel. It's as if your deepest, darkest secrets mean nothing to them. Actually, when you tell people your trauma, the story's so like long-winded. I don't even have an order for it. Like, it's just tumultuous. It's a tumultuous relationship. When they what is it? Once they discard you, don't ever tell a toxic person your secrets as a way of them to love you. Don't do it. You're gonna regret it. Trust is to be earned over a long time. This person has to consistently prove to you. Be boring on purpose. Because at one point I had thought, this person's gonna get bored of me. I have to like be a little interesting and mix it up and tell them about myself. And now I regret it. I regret it because I don't have discernment. I don't have wisdom, right? I was desperate to be liked, right? So, my God, this parting is driving me insane. I cut my own bangs and I regret it, like truly regret it. So, we have broken up like maybe 3 times in total. He would just say strange things that would tell on himself. He would say things like I had suspected, okay, you like this other girl. And she was in the middle of going through a divorce. And he said, how could I like her? She would be so strange on the wedding night. She would have this baggage. And I don't want to deal with that. Which is the same thing that he told me. I don't want to deal with your trauma. He minimized my trauma. He's like, you don't have trauma. Move on with your life. They're so cruel. I'll go back to what he said about that girl, about the wedding night thing, but they are so cruel with your most delicate things that makes it personal for you, that makes it human for you. They are so cruel and careless with those details of your life. And for him to tell me my trauma meant nothing with my then fiance, that I gotta move on with my life. I mean, there is such thing as tough love. That would be like when you've heard the story over and over and you're sick of someone just like complaining to you and you want the best for them, so you pull out like, the tough love thing. That's one thing. But it's another to just hear the person for the first time and tell them, you don't have trauma. You don't have anything. Come on. Move on. Like, trauma literally changes the way people think. And here was this person just saying, what's wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you? Just move on. So do not open up to narcissists. Anyway, back to that girl where he said, oh, she would have like weird guilty behavior during the wedding night. And I'm like, why are you thinking about the wedding night with this girl? Who does that? Who does that? I mean, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but when I'm in a relationship, I only think about that person and think about physical activity only with them, not with someone else, especially not something as intimate as the wedding night. He would tell on himself. And one time I even told him, like, oh, I have fantasies of being a lawyer. Don't share your dreams with them. Do you know what this man said to me? Do you have the aptitude to be a lawyer? I looked up the word just to make sure that, like, is this shade? What does this guy think he is saying this to me? Do you have the aptitude to go to law school? Even if I know that someone is not well suited for a career, I would never bomb their dream like that. What does it matter to you? It's my fantasy. In my own fantasy, I work in a nice cold office where I'm a lawyer and I'm just this person who is doing great things. And what is it to you that you have to say, do you have the aptitude for law school? I would never dare utter a doubt or project a doubt onto someone and say, do you think you're good enough for that? They let their mask slip. That was the first real, that law school aptitude thing, that was actually the first real comment that he said to me that I was like, I actually wrote it down on my phone. I'm like, who says that to someone? Who says that to someone they love? Who does that? I'm just like flabbergasted. I'm like, not him shitting on my dreams that I can't even have. It's painful enough. It's just a fantasy to alleviate my own pain for my job. And here you are saying, you sure you're good enough for that? I never said something along the lines of that to him. Ever. Yeah, they'll let their mask slip with those weird comments. Pay attention. And then the triangulation, okay? Quite a few times, he would cancel on me to hang out with his friends, okay? Very cruel. This is triangulation. It's a triangle, and they're bringing someone else in, or multiple people, to make you feel, whenever you have something going on in your life that shows that you're a little bit important, no. You can't have that. You can't have the spotlight in a narcissistic relationship. They will punish you for that. How dare you have, he would pretend like he's so good about me having a social life outside of the relationship and whatever. It proved very much to be the opposite when a man of the opposite sex approached me, but he had no problem entertaining other girls and this and that. He would always say, oh, you gotta give me my freedom. I'm a man. You can't smother me. Blah, blah, blah. Wanting time and attention from a man does not make you clingy, does not make you crazy. It makes you human. Everyone wants quality time and attention because that is the most precious. Time is the most precious currency that we have in this world. Aside from the blood and body of Jesus Christ, that is the most precious thing to exist for us. Time is the next precious thing. And obviously, you can't even compare that. Like, the glory of God versus, like, time spent with a significant other. There is no comparison. But I'm just saying. We all make money. We all have 24 hours in a day. Well, how else can we get to know each other if not spending time together? He would make me feel like I'm crazy for wanting basic things. Like, oh, you're so clingy, like, you always want to, hang out with me, or like, one time, it was like 10 o'clock, and he's like, yeah, I gotta go, and I'm like, it's 10 o'clock, you can't stay until 10:30, I mean, I also didn't have proper boundaries, like, I should have respected myself more, and, been the one to be like, I can't find the proper partition for my hair, I swear to God, it's these bangs, I regret cutting them. Anyway, I should have had boundaries and respected myself and gone home, but I just really wanted to spend time with him because he's my boyfriend and I really like him. And he's just like, oh, you're like a little bit clingy. I'm like, what? Who does that? Like, I want to spend time with you. I love you. It was just, oh my God. Anyway, but quite a few times he would triangulate me and ditch me and hang out with his friends. He'd be like, oh my God, I'm so busy. I have things to do for work. And then later on he would hang out with his friends. And it would be under the guise of, but I took my laptop to Tim Hortons to work, so it's not like I had fun with them. They're always just like saying these things to ameliorate your pain, but it's really not doing anything for you. So what if I liked your photo? It's just a photo. Are you that insecure? I'm with you. They're triangulating you. They are trying to humble you. They're trying to remind you that what you won't do, someone else will, that kind of thing. And it's very cruel and it's very disrespectful. And then, I think he would always also show me that he really trusts the opinions of his friends over mine. Like, he would always tell me, oh, I've known these friends for years. You're a girlfriend. And I would feel like, also, he's emotionally distant. So I wanted to I'm like, every time we would be on the phone, he would just be like, I gotta go. And the conversation does not feel complete at all. So I would say, oh, so I felt like he was cheating on me. And I tested him in February. We had been dating October 2024. February, we had Valentine's Day together. I got him a really nice gift, and he barely reacted to it. He was like, oh, that's nice. I got him like a golden cross, and he barely reacted to it. I was like, something's up. Something's up. I really love this man. I'm showing him everything. I'm like, it starts to be kind of like a feeling where like you have to do a lot to gain their attention and really prove to them that you love them, because they have programmed you to do so by doing less, by pulling back. I started to feel like he's cheating on me. Every woman has this feeling when a man is not, his attention is not completely on her. It's being shared elsewhere. His emotional bandwidth is not all there. He's not being emotionally available. He is, he's not remembering details about the things that you say, especially intimate things that you say. He's not keeping track. He doesn't even ask about you or your family. He doesn't ask a lot of personal questions because his attention is being shared with other people, and you are just not his priority. I asked to see his phone. He said, why? Why would I do that? A previous ex has asked me to do that, and it's super toxic and blah, blah, blah. His reaction was everything I needed to know. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go. Thank you for your time. Your reaction tells me everything. And then what follows after that is multiple on and off. Like, we're getting back together. He's hoovering me. He's sending me gifts. Hoovering is like kind of like when a helicopter like hovers over, you know, at a piece of land or whatever. That's what the narcissist does when you discard them. They hoover you because they want to make sure that you're their supply, and they want to make sure that you don't have supply and that you're not cheating on them. Don't you dare cheat on them, but they can cheat on you, you know. So so long. So after lots of on and off and whatever, I hear about this girl joining his group. Just hearing this girl's name, I had the intuition, something's off here. He's being super vulnerable with her. He would tell her things that he would not, he took a month to tell me. He would tell her things upon the first meeting. And his whole shtick was, oh, she's really vulnerable. She's going through a really rough time. I need to, I need to help her. And that's what narcissists always want to do. They want to appear as either the hero or the victim. Those are the two roles they play every time, without fail. So I'm like, interesting. You shared something intimate about your life with this girl upon the first meeting that took you a month to tell me. That would drive any woman insane. Why would you do that? Is she more important than me? Do you have a special relationship with her? And I had said multiple times, I'm like, if you're interested in someone else, please go. It's okay. I will understand. I will not paint you to be the villain. I know men are deathly afraid of like coming off as the bad guy. So to relieve this very deep fear, I was like, listen, dude, don't worry. If you're interested in someone else, that is perfectly normal. But just don't cheat on me. But do I get that respect? Of course not. Anyway, this girl, I am very on edge when it comes to her because she is a whole slew of red flags. She comes into the group and she already starts talking about her life story, which again is unnatural. It's very unnatural for people to be, they mirror each other actually. He sees himself in her. It's very unnatural for people to open up about their life story upon the first meeting. That's actually very manipulative, and it's a tactic to really just get you to put down your guard and be like, oh yeah, like look at me, I'm being vulnerable with you. Like, I'm telling you my life story, so, you know, go ahead so I can know your stuff so I can manipulate you later. She's being very vulnerable, and I said from the beginning, I'm like, that's not healthy. I mean, and I'm like, she's trying to gain your sympathy. She's trying to gain your empathy for her so that you can let down your guard and continue to talk to her and feed into this dynamic. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Who talks about a divorce or about intimate details of their life upon the first time you're coming into a group? You should be humble and you should get to know the group. And then when they ask you, then you can talk and let them know at your own pace. Something felt very off about this girl. And I'm like, are they going to have an intimate relationship? Because that's what it feels like from everything that I'm hearing. So, it had been this long struggle of me. He would always want me to meet his friends. And I didn't want to because they sounded toxic to me. From the stories that I would hear, it sounded like there's just a lot of unhealthy dynamics. And as someone who spends time alone a lot, you become very observant of people and you're very sensitive to what disturbs your peace. But from the dynamics and from the stories that I had heard, it did not feel safe for me. It did not feel emotionally safe, or like that these people would respect me or respect my boundaries or care about me or want to build a deep relationship with me. And actually, their stories, like, you know the quote, it's like, you are who your friends are. You are who your 5 friends are. I kept telling him that. I'm like, you are hanging out with people that are going through major transitions in their life, like divorce, whatever, single people. You think they're going to be happy for you when you upgrade your life? You think they're not going to sabotage your marriage or your engagement when they are single, when they're going through a divorce? Why are you not hanging out with coupled up people? Why are you hanging out with single people? You're setting yourself, and not only that, you're a man hanging out with girls. A male and female friendship, and this is the thing about narcissists, they always need supply. It doesn't matter what it is. It's like when people say, bad paparazzi, good paparazzi, who cares, it's paparazzi. That's what a narcissist is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a cheap source or a classy source or a good source. It's supply, and they need it to recharge themselves because they have no sense of self. So they need other people to do it for them. So I told him, what is the benefit of this? Of you befriending people of the opposite sex? What is the benefit of this? What does this do for you? Oh, they're my friends, like, you're so accusatory, like, you're so jealous, you're so controlling, you're so this, you're so that. Name calling to shut you down, to deflect, to make you feel like you are crazy and you need to calm down, and don't you dare have accusations of me, and don't you dare try to outsmart what I'm doing to you, and don't you dare try to sorry, one sec. Don't you dare try to figure out what I'm trying to do to you. Because once you have them figured out, you're the enemy. Because what are they afraid of? What are they deathly afraid of? Of you exposing them to their friends. And everyone turning against them. Because they can't live without their supply. They cannot. It's oxygen to them. So anyway, back to this girl that I'm highly suspicious of. It had been a long-term struggle. I'm like, I don't want to hang out with your friends. I don't feel secure with them. Just from the stories that I hear, I have the wisdom to discern for myself that these are not people I want to hang out with. This is not the vibe that I want in my life. These do not sound like emotionally mature people. And I am someone who cannot deal with a lack of emotional intelligence. I cannot deal with people who are cruel to each other, who make fun of each other as a form of affection. I don't like that kind of stuff. Okay? I don't enjoy it. It's very 3rd grade. It's very elementary. It's very like, it's giving like, oh, we never outgrew high school. We're just a bunch of like quirky friends who just do this to each other. I don't like that. So anyway, it had been this long-term ping pong match of like, no, I don't want to hang out with your friends. Why not? I was like really wondering, I'm like, I even said to him, why do you really want me to know your friends? Why? What benefit does it do to you? And really, it's to keep me in line, to remind me that he has other people in his life, and that he kept trying to put it under the guise of, I want you to like be less insecure and know that these are great women and that I'm not cheating on you with them. I just want you to, like, just see them for who they are. I said, fine, let's go out. We go out, we go to the beach, and he invites the girl that I am highly suspicious of, along with another girl who is very soft-spoken. But this girl that I am suspicious of is not soft-spoken. She rambles a lot. She talks quite a bit. And the whole day, they are flirting right in front of me. We wanted to keep the relationship quiet and not show people that we are together, because for privacy reasons, and we didn't want, too many opinions to, like, destroy us and things like that, because we were already on shaky ground, so we wanted to figure things out quietly. So he's inviting me. I am his girlfriend, but these other two behind us, these two other girls, they don't know I'm his girlfriend. They just think I'm his friend. The whole vibe is actually really, truly secretive. He's not giving any hint that he's really with me. He would sit beside me. He would ask me questions and try to entertain me first before he would entertain her, blah, blah, blah. But I'm noticing quite a few things. There's a lot of back and forth banter between them. And very witty and very funny and very enjoyable together. And their connection is just so strong. And she is just reminiscing on old memories together. And reminiscing on the trips that they took together, and even bonding over, they avoided inviting someone else from the group to, because, they deem her as problematic. The whole day, they are bonding over this person that they did not invite. And they're saying, oh my God, she's gonna kill us for not inviting her. Oh my God, she's gonna destroy us for not inviting her. They're just bonding over it. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, why did you invite me? What was the point of it? Why did you invite me? If you were gonna be like this. If you have a second relationship already, or whatever. At this point, I really and truly think this is his girlfriend. I don't think I'm his girlfriend. My world was shooketh. And the whole time, it's being twisted against me, that I'm insecure, it's in my head. And I know what I saw. It's a man and a woman bonding. And they seem to be in a relationship. Or they seem to have some kind of rapport that is stronger than mine with him. It was a mentally and physically exhausting day. I went home and cried for hours because I felt destabilized. It was a major triangulation. And the whole time, she's just happy. She's just having fun. She's just the innocent flower in all of this, according to him. When I had talked to him the next day, I had contacted the friend that they were talking crap about, and she had told me some things that had happened in the trip that they took together. Nothing sexual. Well, at this point, I don't know, and I don't believe anything he says anyway. But at this point, I don't believe anything he says anyway. So I had gathered some intel, because it would not have been enough to tell him what was that flirting going on. He would have just outright denied it. So I call him, and the whole time he's just defending this girl. What flirting? What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? She's my friend. I would never think of her. She's about to go through a divorce. I would never think of her. She's about to go through a divorce. I would never think of her. I'm like, so that's the only thing standing between you and her from having a relationship, is that she's about to undergo a divorce. So if she was not a divorcee, or about to be a divorcee, you would go for her. They're just all about their reputation. Again, he's like, you think I would go with a divorced woman? Because honestly, divorce in our community, it's like a major taboo thing. Once you're divorced, it's kind of like you have an X on you, and people just avoid you, because if you got divorced, you'll do it again. So deep down, he is denying that he may have feelings for this woman. I don't know. I really don't know. In the twisted mind of narcissists, I don't think they truly have feelings for anyone. I think they have feelings for themselves and the supply that they get from you. They care about numero uno, themselves, always. Never doubt that, because everything that is between you is an illusion. It's an illusion. It's not real. And then there's just so much back and forth. That day was destructive for me. Destructive. That beach day. Destructive. I have never cried like that in my life. After that pain, he had continued to speak to her and appease her. I had asked to see his phone again. There were locked chats with her. He respects her so much and values her so much in his life that he locked his chat with her for me to not see. Not only that, deleted the chats. She had made up this lie that her parents abused her. Of course, when I exposed her, she had conveniently made up this lie that her parents physically abused her. Of course, timing's just so on point. The day that you're being exposed to the group about who you really are, suddenly you're being physically abused. And he says that to me. He's like, the poor girl had been physically abused and blah, blah. I'm like, are they just tag teaming me? Are they on the same team? Are they together? I'm like, what is happening? It is so destabilizing and so, it's just not good for your mental health. Narcissists are just not good for your mental health. They never will be. The thrill, the ups and downs, the highs and lows, it's all fake. It's all orchestrated. It's all orchestrated. If you think that these people just sleep, no, they plan for your downfall. You know why? Because this is what demons do. They know you have a purpose, and if you're sad and mentally worn out from them, you won't know your true purpose, and it'll deviate you from glorifying God through your purpose. He continued to speak with her despite my pain. And he had told me, I'm speaking to her. I'm continuing to speak to her because she is a victim of how the group viciously turned against her. I told him, you gotta go. You value her feelings more than mine. You were still standing up for her. You were still not seeing the wrong in what you did. You are a cheater. You cheated on me. You continued to speak to people emotionally outside of this relationship. Emotional cheating is cheating. There are some people out here that are walking around that say, oh, well, I never slept with someone or I never kissed someone, so it's not cheating. If someone gives attention to someone else that is made only for you, it's cheating. And you deserve better. Please, please walk away. And before the final discard, of course, he has to be the victim. What does the conversation end on? When I had asked to see his phone, I forgot to tell you this. When I had asked to see the phone, it's like demons were coming out of him. I was holding his phone. He could barely hold it together, physically. He could barely sit still. He's shaking. I don't like this. I don't like what you're doing. This is so inappropriate. It's almost 10 o'clock and I gotta go to work. I'm like, I can't comfortably scroll through the phone without him just hovering over me. I don't like this. I don't want to do this. This is insane. You're so controlling. Everything comes out. I was like, yep, I'm insane. I am insane. I need to see your phone. I don't care. I need to see your messages. And of course, I could not. But it's a lot of chats. And he still entertains her. And he still entertains her. He speaks to the girl that absolutely broke us. And I believe that it's not just her, it's, I'm sure, other things that broke us. And the end of the conversation that we had yesterday, first of all, he came to an event that I was very much looking forward to so I can get away from things. He knows I'll be there. Oh, I'm just coming here because my friends are coming here, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, really? You couldn't hang out with your friends in Mississauga? They weren't free? You couldn't hang out with your friends where you live? Okay. So anyway, he comes up, ruins the whole vibe. And then we're just... I had, like, with a narcissist, you have to gray rock them. You really have to give them no emotional reaction because it is fuel to them. In their sick, twisted minds, everything you do that is related to them is fuel. They're just like, oh, she's keeping in touch with my friends. She must still want me. Oh, she's trying to ask me for her stuff back, for her gift back from me. She wants me. Oh. I am so serious about this person knowing that I am not about them to the point that I deleted their friends. Go no contact with the flying monkeys. His friends are flying monkeys. Look up what flying monkeys are. They are just extensions of narcissists. They are just there to do the narcissist's dirty work in the most innocent way possible. Oh, are you sure? Are you sure he did that to you? Because he's a really good guy. He's really respectful. And conveniently, covert narcissists, they're always respectful to everyone. They always appear so kind and angelic to everyone and so poor in spirit. But to you, you know who you dealt with. And it's almost as if people are telling you more about your relationship than you yourself know, than you can yourself validate. It's like they're a part of it too. Don't even get me started on flying monkeys because their posts on Facebook to show you that they know things about your relationship, to show you that they too were part of the relationship, to show you that they too had an opinion in the relationship and what goes down in your relationship. Oh, they're there. Oh, they're very much in your relationship. You think you're in a relationship for 2? No. It's a relationship for 5, 10. You don't know. And you'll never know. And you have to have satisfaction in never knowing. So, our last conversation, he goes, so you don't have any more love for me anymore? I'm just like, no. He goes, wow. And he just leaves so dramatically. I'm supposed to feel bad for him? Dude, you chose this girl over me. You chose her feelings over mine. You chose to be loyal to her over me. And you chose to diminish and devalue my experience of everything. It is a very destabilizing experience to go through this. It is very destabilizing for the victim. For someone to constantly gaslight and manipulate and say, no, what you saw wasn't real. What you heard with your own ears was not real. What you witnessed with your own God-given eyes isn't real. Get over yourself. You're insecure. To the point that the person has no perception of self, has no perception of what is reality anymore. They feel like they're in some kind of thriller or like they're in the fight for their lives because they don't know what's real. And then you go down this rabbit hole of like reviewing everything and like asking yourself, where did I go wrong? Was I not enough of this? Was I not beautiful enough? Was I not smart enough? It's not you. I'm here to tell you that it's not you. These people, in their foolishness, are destructive. And the next person that they get with is just someone who is weaker. It's just someone with weaker boundaries. It's just someone who is disconnected from themselves. It's just someone who is not real with themselves. It's just someone who is desperate for love. It's just someone with really, really low self-esteem and they are easy prey. I cannot emphasize that enough. The next girl or the next guy, they just don't know what you know. But they'll find out if they like themselves enough, if they have the will, if they hold out for God's best, if they truly have faith in God. God really loves me because he has shown me time and time again that this person was not good, and I prayed for it. I prayed for it. I told God, harden my heart towards this person if he's not it. Harden his heart towards me if I'm not it. And oh, he did multiple times. And I'd be a fool if I don't listen and adhere to these signs and be loyal to these answers that I was searching for, I'd be a fool. I'd be walking to my own slaughterhouse. And I'd have no one to blame if I got married to him. It would be a very lonely marriage. I would be alone. I would be alone. It would be a slew of gaslighting, manipulation, torment. Pure torment. No, you're crazy. No, you are the one that doesn't, you are the one with low self-esteem. How about you? How about you? How about you? I told him from the beginning, I never felt emotionally secure with you. I never felt emotionally secure with you. And that is actually the number one sign that a man is cheating on you. Emotional withdrawal. Not only that, he changed his appearance as well. And I had asked, what inspired this haircut? Oh, it's just me. Really? Usually men, when they are truly in love or like really committed to their relationship, a haircut is like, I mean, not a big deal. You can do whatever you want with your body, but they like to please their lady and be like, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of this haircut? Should I do this? They'll see, because they want to please you, because they really like you. That's a normal person. But now, looking back on it, I'm like, he was trying to impress someone. Also, it's very important to know that nothing is personal with a narcissist. He was very arrogant when it came to gift buying for me. They were very generic gifts, and gifts that are not at all personal. Gifts that don't speak to me, because he doesn't have the humility. And I had told him this before. I'm like, you're arrogant because you think you know me, and you don't. I'm like, you're arrogant. They don't take the time to get to know you or the humility to ask you questions about yourself, because they just think they've got you figured out and they've got you pegged, and they know you, and they will buy you these thoughtless gifts. But oh, I'm a good guy because I got you a gift, so what's up? Everything is hidden always with something. There's always an incentive behind everything. To the point that I started realizing all this gift giving, all of this future faking, all these great dates, they were to throw off my scent, to throw me off from what's really going on behind the curtains. It's smoke and mirrors. It's quite sad. I feel bad for this individual. And I'd rather walk alone. I deleted all his friends. I don't want him to have any delusion from me that, oh, I want to remain connected. And they are not true friends to me anyway. They are not true friends. They are just extensions of him. They want to do his work for him. I don't know why. I don't know why they just don't have self-respect and tell him, hey man, if you want to talk to her, just talk to her. Don't bring me into this. But they get along because they are alike. So the whole thing is sad. Narcissists are people you do not marry. Ever. 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 And oh, God help you if you have children with these people. Like, it's devastating. Like, the stories that I hear, may God have mercy on us. May God have mercy on him, on me, on all of us. And may God protect us. And may this love never find us again. I hope this helped.